James Hutton has been named the father of modern geology, but is actually a very unknown figure in the science world. Like all things once upon a time, his observations and publications were quite controversial in their time, but have since become widely accepted, and so much of geology today has been built on the foundations of his research and observations. James was born in 1726 in Edinburgh, Scotland. Having grown up around farms, he had a love of nature and the land, and in school he was fascinated by maths and chemistry. Science was very much in its infancy, so he studied what he could at university: medicine, chemistry, and maths. He also worked in the field of agriculture on his own farms and on the farms of others when he travelled across the UK and Europe. These travels exposed him to the problems of working with many different types of soil, and he thoroughly enjoyed exploring the farmlands, roads, and streams, specifically looking at the rocks and any formations present. He observed the movement of soil and sediments by rain and flood water and entertained the possibility of land being formed and removed in this same fashion. He also noted in letters to friends that he had observed fossils of shells and marine creatures in some of the rock formations and hinted at his understanding of the origin of these fossils, the sea floor, and that they had to have been raised up to be on land now. We now know this as the work of tectonic activity, but at this point in time, these observations were fairly unique and quite controversial. At this time, the widely held belief was that the Earth was only a couple of thousand years old, everything we see today was formed during a great flood, and granite was the oldest type of rock, full stop. Though there were murmurings of different ideas, they were very much opposed and looked down upon. But after 30 years of working, travelling, and investigating, James was convinced that the Earth was old, that there had to be cycles of building, destruction, and uplift at work in the environment, and that there had to be some kind of heated inner core that was driving all these processes. He published these theories over a number of years, and the theory of the Earth was published in full in 1788. James now had the monumental task of finding as much evidence as he could to support his theories, as well as disprove the theories of those who opposed him. To do this, he travelled throughout Scotland looking specifically for granite. During these travels, he found granite veins running through other rocks and observed two things: that the veins had to have been placed into pre-existing rocks, and that the granite needed to be heated to form molten material in the first place. He also observed other igneous intrusions cutting through metamorphic and sedimentary rocks, which only further supported his theories. He noted unconformities, the relationship between soil and bedrock, horizontal layers on top of almost vertical layers, erosion, weathering, and uplift. He even toyed with early ideas of evolution. Over the years, James published more works and updated the theory of the Earth with new evidence and illustrations. But when he died in 1797, his theories were still controversial, and James never had the reach to spread his theories any further than his publications. Thankfully, future geologists would propel and build upon his theories, and today these theories are the foundation for most of modern-day geology. We now know about the rock cycle, tectonic activity, the inner workings of the Earth, and have a rough estimate of the age of the Earth. And all of this is why James Hutton has been named the father of modern geology.